So, I know I haven't streamed in a while. I have had 9 tournaments that I played over the past like week and a half. I had 3 were at a LAN, and I played 3 or 4 online, and then 2 were just like casual pickup ones I had to play on my day off. I also worked like 30+ hour weeks at Starbucks. So, needless to say, I've been a little bit busy, and yeah, I figured it's time that I start going over some of these replays before this team actually phases out, because you can see my team on the top right there. That's my team. I'm going to explain it in detail, but it has in fact changed quite a bit since this tournament. It's not to say that this team is dated at all. I played this game like a week and a half ago. This team still works very well, but it's been finely tuned to play at the top of the ladder, which I'll be going over those replays probably on Thursday or Friday. So, without further ado, we're going to start this thing up, and we're going to look at my team. Now, remember, I'm on the top right. When you go into Showdown replays, you don't always get to see your team on the left-hand side like you're used to. Sometimes it's on the top right. It's just random. So I think 3 of these replays I'm on the bottom, 3 I'm on the top. It's just random. So to start this off, you can see my team. I'm using Curium Black. Now, it's pretty intimidating to see a Curium, especially a Curium like Black, in OU. But believe it or not, he's actually not used all that much. I mean, yeah, he's really intimidating. He's really strong. He's really bulky. He's really kind of decently speed tiered, I guess. I think he has like base 85 speed. But in all reality, he's not that scary, and he's just choice banded. So if this is the way you're gonna see most of my games set up. Play my game. I set up to get a free switch in on Curium and try and go for a huge banded outrage to try and one-shot anything switching in. That's the way this team works. It focuses around Curium Black, and he is OU. He's not Uber. Nothing else much to say there. Now, currently Greninja at this time was being suspect tested, so Greninja is not legal right now. And I think one of the best substitutes for Greninja is Keldeo. They're both water type, I mean until Greninja proteins, but they're both water type, they're both pretty fast. Keldeo gets that secret sword, Scald, Icy Wind, pretty decent coverage. I like using the Life Orb one because it wins in a mirror matchup, and that's just how I'm running Keldeo. Keldeo has since changed and been released from my team. I don't use Keldeo in the new version of the team. So that's just one little change. Next Pokemon is going to be my Mega. It's going to be Scizor. I decided that since I wasn't really using a Mega Evolution, and I didn't really want to run like a Lumberry or a Leftovers on my Scizor, I would just Mega, because that's like really intimidating. When you see a Mega Scizor, you think you have to check it, but in reality, Scizor is just another Pokemon on my team who benefits a little bit from having a Mega Evolution. Nothing really special there. So, after that, we're going to see Talonflame. Talonflame is another thing kind of like Curium. I am running 2 choice bands in this team. The second one is going to be on Talonflame. You guys have all seen Talonflame before. It's the same exact set I use in VGC. It's going to be full HP, full attack, choice band, adamant, just slam those Brave Birds, Flare Blitzes, U-turns. Last move's Taunt, just in case you see something you have to taunt like a Breloom. Next up is Suicune, my favorite Pokemon to use. Suicune is super good. It's the only real wall in my team. Rest, Sleep Talk, Calm Mind, Scald. Standard stuff. You guys have seen me do this stuff a million times. So, nothing special out of there from Suicune. I just really like using it, and, to pair with Suicune, you gotta go with that Thundurus. Thundurus has Volt Absorb. I like use Stash on mine. It's a great lead, and it really covers up for Keldeo, Talonflame, and Suicune having huge weaknesses to electric type attacks. Sometimes it's a little bit too obvious that I have Thundurus and that I'm gonna switch in with Thundurus, so I don't even switch in with Thundurus, and that's some of the best parts about using Thundurus, is because you get those little mind games going on. So, without further ado, we're going to start this first game. This is round 1 of the tournament. I played against a person whose name looks like Hardhead. So, judging from this game, this guy wasn't that special. I mean, you look at his team and you're like, I really don't know what's going to happen, but he has a Mega Lopunny, and Mega Lopunny is actually pretty decent in OU singles. I mean, it's pretty fast, has that strong stab fake out, has Scrappy, so like it can totally hit Gengars and stuff. I'm not downplaying Mega Lopunny in singles as much as I would in VGC. That's all I'm saying. So, we're going to start this off. You would expect him to lead with Ninetales. So, let's just start off the game. So, we see the Ninetales coming out right there. Bam, I'm going to lead off with Thundurus. Remember, I like to lead with my fast Thundurus. Has a Sash just in case things get sour. And I can just pop a Volt Switch and potentially check its item, see if it was Scarfed. Now that I know it's not Scarfed, I'm going to switch into my Keldeo because I know he's going for some kind of fire attack or like a Confuse Ray or something. He goes for the Fire Blast in the sun. It does a lot of damage to my Keldeo. I'm just going to finish him off with a Secret Sword because I know that he's not Scarfed. Using the information I got from the first turn, he's probably Specs, and that's why that did so much to my Keldeo. Even though it was in the sun, Figured he was specs, got the kill with Secret Sword. Porygon comes out. I'm expecting him to go for an agility, and he probably expects me to switch because I don't want to eat a Psyshock. But unless he's scarfed, I was just going to get the kill there, and this is where things get weird. So we're going to see Mega Lopunny come out. Now, Mega Lopunny can do a lot of things. Sorry, I just breezed through that Porygon thing. What should have happened was if he was scarfed, he would have killed me. I didn't want to fall for that, and I didn't want to try and play catch up on a Porygon that has like an agility off, so I decided to stay in and keep him honest. Worst case scenario, I lost Keldeo. Look at the scenario now. I'm up 6, he's, well, I'm up 2, he's down 2. So, sorry about that. We're going to see Lopunny come in, and we're assuming it's going to Mega Evolve, and Lopunny has like the strongest Fake Out. It is so strong, and the turn after, you Mega Evolve, you gain all your speed and stuff. So normally you would Mega Evolve, Fake Out, wait the turn right there instead of protecting like most Megas do, and the next turn you're super fast. Because right now I am faster with my Keldeo. I'm definitely faster. But I don't want to eat that Fake Out and go to like 10%. I would die with the next attack to the Life Orb, and Lopunny could just kill me. I'd rather just switch. So, I'm going to switch out, obviously, just trying to play a little bit safe now that I have a really big lead. Looking back on it, I probably should have just stayed in and try to snowball it even harder. I'm going to go into my Suicune here. And he's going to Mega Evolve into Lopunny. You gain that Scrappy ability, pretty good stuff. And he doesn't go for Fake Out, he just goes for Drain Punch right away. So I would have been able to just kill him with a Secret Sword, but I guess he just called me switching, which is fine, nothing too bad there. Then he goes for High Jump Kick. So I see High Jump Kick and Drain Punch, and I'm really wondering what the rest of his moveset is, because I don't know if he has Return, don't know if he has Quick Attack, don't know if he has Fake Out. You normally pick High Jump Kick or Drain Punch, you don't like to have both. You saw I went for the Scald, tried to get the burn there, didn't work, and he hits me with another High Jump Kick, and it's at this point that I'm going to pop a Rest. So upon resting, I'm going to gain full health, go to sleep, and, just try and pray I can like Sleep Talk a Scald and burn him. It's not really going to end up that way, and yeah. Sleep Talking those Calm Minds is not going to help me here. So I'm going to gain, Calm Mind gains a 1.5 special attack and special D, but like I said, unless I get a Scald right here and burn him, Suicune is going to go down, and I Sleep Talk Rest. So it's a 33% chance to use each of my moves. Got unlucky a little bit, but at this point I have to stay in just to die to keep him honest. I can't just like switch to something, because like I said, Suicune is my only wall. Kind of sad I had to fodder, but that's just how it goes. So I send Talonflame to force him out, and he goes into his Azumarill, which I think he should have went to Zoroark, because Zoroark is technically useless here. Because if he eats a Brave Bird right there, he actually can't eat a second one. We see he has leftovers, it doesn't really help. I'm just going to go for a second Brave Bird. Now that I've checked Azumarill, there's no more fairies on his team, I can use Kyurem as much as I want. So, even though Talonflame's out and Talonflame might be able to win the game, well, you see he sends out his Talonflame. Remember, I have a full HP set, and I don't want to... I'll always lose in a speed battle against Talonflames. They don't know that, I do. I decided to switch out into my Keldeo, and I'm just going to fodder Keldeo. There's not that much it can really do at this point, because I just wanted to open up the wall for, Kyurem to break through. So to this point, I'm going to send Thundurus out, I'm going to Volt Switch, force the Talonflame out, then I'm going to send out, whatever I want to send out, and it's just going to be game from there. Pretty easy game, we're going to see the last few turns of it. And Volt Switch is going to take out Talonflame. Who's coming out? I think I sent out Kyurem here. I should send out Kyurem here. Now it's going to be Scizor. Yeah, I remember how this game goes. Like I said, guys, I played this game like a week and a half ago. So Lopunny's going to come out. Scizor's going to come out. Like I said, I still do not know if he has Fake Out. So I'm going to Mega Evolve. I get a huge boost to my defense from Mega Evolving. And I see Fake Outs. I am completely at a loss for words what his last move is. It's probably just Return. Oh well. So he goes for a Jump Kick. It does a nice amount of damage, and I expected him to switch. And so I just go for a Swords Dance in his face. So there's not really that much this game has left to it. I'm going to Bullet Punch him. I have that Technician ability. Going to be stabbing those Bullet Punches, hitting for a huge amount of damage. And it's at this point he sends a Zoroark out. It's kind of funny. Zoroark has nothing to transform into, and it's just going down to a Bullet Punch. I was surprised to see no Sash. So that is the first round of the tournament. Only 17 turns, and it was a pretty standard game. I mean, I didn't have to reveal all that much. I didn't even use Kyurem. Believe it or not, I don't use Kyurem as often as I should. It's very situational. Like I said, I have to break through their fairy types before I can use it. So we're going to go into the next game. There we go. Let me sip my drink here. Alright, we're gonna look at the next game here. And looking at this team is a little bit more standard, but it's also really weird because there's a Haxorus in it. If there wasn't a Haxorus here and that was like a Heatran or a Landorus, I would say this is a really standard OU team. Maybe not Goodra too, but I can see why he has Goodra. Looking at my team, it's still the same team. You're not allowed to change teams in the tournament. And the point of this team is if I can break that Forgus, which is a fairy type, I'm going to slam Outrages for days. And that's the plan. That's the plan. I'm going to try and pull it off this game. So, we're going to start this off. And he's going to lead off with Goodra. And I'm going to lead off with Kyurem. Because this is what I try to do. This is one of the most balls deep plays you can make. Because if this works, well, alright, let's look at it this way. Goodra isn't that fast, and Kyurem is super bulky. So even if Goodra was like a Draco Meteor, I'm probably not going to die. And even though I'm full HP set, I'm still probably faster than Goodra, just because that's how they're built usually. So I'm looking at it. You expect me to go for a Dragon type attack to kill the Goodra, right? That's what he's expecting, that's what I'm expecting. But I think, well, I could just Iron Head the Goodra. It'd probably do about 80% since I'm Choice Banding, because Goodra is so frail. And if he does happen to switch to Forgus, it's dead. I'd say worst case scenario here, he switches off to Slowbro or Quagsire. But we're just going to start it. And he recalls. And you guys know he sends out that Forgus to make my Dragon attack immune. So he's going to come with Forgus, eat that huge Iron Head. And, oh my gosh, that is just that's beautiful. That's beautiful right there when that happens. Because look at this. Like I said, I wanted to break open the walls for Forgus. It's at this point that he knows that I'm probably choice of some kind of choice. So he's going to withdraw, or I'm going to withdraw, sorry, because I'm on the top right. I'm going to withdraw my Kyurem, and I'm going to go into my Keldeo, because I don't know if he's using Toxic. I just want to check. Because Keldeo, it's at this point, I look at his team. He has Quagsire, Goodra, and Slowbro, and what is that? Mandibuzz? I hate Mandibuzz. Can't really do that much against either of those, so I decided to go out into my Keldeo. It was also a chance he went for like a Scald or something, so that's why I decided to go there. So, he's going to withdraw now, and I'm expecting him to come in with Slowbro or Goodra. It's going to be Goodra here to wall my special type attacks. I don't remember exactly what I went for Scald here because it was on Quagsire. I really wanted to get a burn there. Sadly, you don't get the burn, and I'm taking toxic damage and life orb damage, but I still should be okay. I go for a Secret Sword. It almost gets the kill. It's only 8%, and that's just fine. Because looking at the rest of my team, a lot of my Pokemon are faster than Goodra. I can send in almost anything and get the revenge kill. I can go for, Bullet Punch, Scizor, Brave Bird, Talonflame. I can go for Volt Switch. I decided to go Talonflame here, just because I can get away with this. And I go for a U-turn. U-turn keeps him honest. If you decided to go into Slowbro, it would have been super effective against Psychic typing, which is why I went for U-turn. Because it's a lot more, it would have been easier to hit Slowbro than send out Thunder. So there's no way he's switching into Slowbro if I send Thundurus out, but it's possible if I send Talonflame out. So now it's going to be Kyurem versus Mandibuzz. I Outrage, and it does over half to a Mandibuzz. I don't know if you guys know how ridiculous that is, but doing half to a Mandibuzz is something most Pokemon can't do, which you'll actually see later in the tournament. So I take a bunch of Rocky Helmet damage, but actually get to kill the Mandibuzz with Outrage. And right after I kill it, I think just in time, I get confused, so I can switch out later. Looking at his team, he has Slowbro, Quagsire, and Haxorus. If I can kill that Haxorus now, both his Pokemon are definitely slower than my Kyurem. I can just send it out and win. So I decided to switch out because I don't just want to hit myself with confusion and die. He goes Mega. Mega Slowbro is really good because it has Shell Armor. So one of the ways to kill Slowbro back in the day when it used like all these Calm Mines like Suicune is, just crit it after it gets like 6 of them and you'd win. Can't really do that to Mega Slowbro. So he reads me using Thunderbolt, goes into his Quagsire, but it's at this point that I could really care less. I have 5, he has 3, I should be okay. I decided to go in with my Suicune here. Now, Slowbros are, Quagsires are usually known for having Unaware, but they can also carry Water Absorb, which is actually kind of funny. I go into my Suicune, I'm just trying to wall it out, and I'm going to go for some Scalds. I'm really fishing for a burn here on any of his Pokemon, no matter what he switches to. And it's at this point I think we're going to go into a little bit of a stall game. So let's just speed it up. Obviously, when I get low, I'm going to pop a Rest and go back up to full, losing the Toxic. He's going to be using Recovers. It's going to take a little while, but that's how this part of the game usually goes. This happens a lot in singles versus other formats. So he gets a crit Earthquake. It's not really all that important here. And, I'm obviously fast. I'm going to pop a Rest. go back up to full, yada, yada, yada. We're going to play this game. I'm just fishing for a burn. He realizes he doesn't want to play that game anymore, and he switches out to Slowbro. At this point, I go back into my Thundurus. So we're playing the same game as we did last time, and he's going to switch out, go back into Quagsire. You can see we're kind of repeating the same motion. I'm just trying to fish for a chance to send Scizor out and hopefully not get burnt. So I finally get my Scizor out here, and I Bug Bite the Quagsire. Doesn't do half, but I haven't gotten burned yet, which is really important. I keep going for Bug Bite. You might be wondering why I'm going for a Bug Bite. Bug Bite is boosted by Technician, and it can eat their berries. It's a lot stronger to use than X-Scizor, just in case some of you guys were wondering. So, to this point, things are finally starting to get a little bit in my favor. You were wondering why I don't use Swords Dance. He has Unaware, so it doesn't matter how boosted I am. It's my only chance is to really stay in and hope I don't get burned. Kind of sucks I get burned there, and it's at this point that I don't think he's going to use Scald again. I think he's probably going to use Recover. I decide to switch out, go into Kyurem here, hoping to get away with it. He goes for Recover, and I'm just going to try and pop him right here. So, Outrage almost one-shots it. Look how much more damage that thing does than my Scizor's, like my Mega Scizor's Bug Bite. That is disgusting damage. To this point, Talonflame's going to come in, and I'm just going to go for a Brave Bird. Now that Quagsire's gone, I can use, I can use Thundurus to my heart's content. I'm going to Brave Bird here. He probably thought I was going to switch. I actually thought I was going to kill him, but I expected him to be sashed. He uses for Dragon Dance. I think that's the wrong move here, because obviously priority is pretty good. So Haxorus is going to go down, and now it's Slowbro versus the world. There's no way he's getting out of this one. I'm just going to withdraw. I don't want him setting up 6 Calm Minds. Going to go into my Scizor, because worst case scenario here, if you went for Calm Mind, I could just U-turn out if he doesn't want to kill me, or I could die to burn. So he's going to kill Scizor, come out with Thundurus. He has no Calm Minds, and I'm going to get the kill with a Thunderbolt. So looking pretty good so far. And that was round 2. That game had a lot more turns in it, didn't it? Yeah, it had like 29 turns. So starting to move up there a little bit. But this is only second round, so it's not really all that important. But I really thought it was cool how I went and just iron-headed what was the Goodra slot, and a Florges came in to take its spot. I thought that was really cool. Alright. Yeah. There we go. So we're going to look at this team. And, you know, obviously I got the same team. This guy has a lot more standard team. The only off-meta Pokemon in this team is a Tyranitar, believe it or not. Like, Tyranitar is still good, but it's the only Pokemon that's like, why are you running T-Tar? Are you Mega? You still have, like, a bunch of other Pokemon that might be Mega. I don't know. T-Tar makes me question its role in the team. I think T-Tar really should have been a Heatran. Looking at, you know, he has Magnezone and Metagross. I really think it should have been a Heatran. Whatever, I didn't make his team. That's just my little 2 cents on it. Looking at his team, I want to break the Landorus. If I can break the Landorus, I can start using my Thundurus. Thundurus can kill Slowbro. If I kill Slowbro, I win the game. That's my thought process. So we're going to start this one off. He's going to with Magnezone. He tried to catch my Scizor using Magnezone's, hold on, what is that ability? The ability that makes it trap Steel types. Magnet Pull. Magnezone is Magnet Pull. So if Magnezone's ever out, when a Steel type's out, Steel types can't switch. So he thought I would lead my Scizor, try and U-turn his T-Tar. Great weed, but usually these guys are, if they weed like that, you know that they're not sturdy, they're Magnet Pull. Since I know that he's Magnet Pull instead, that means he's probably Scarfed or Spexed. Either way, he doesn't want to fight my Thundurus. And I want to check and see if he's Scarfed or Spexed, so we're going to start it up. Now, I probably could have got away with using a nasty plot here, but I just tried to keep him honest. I went for a Volt Switch, and you saw that he went before me, which means that he is Scarfed, and I will use that information multiple times for the rest of this game. Going with my Kyurem here, I'm not afraid of Flash Cannon. Like, I'll kill him with Outrage unless he switches. He's going to go for a Volt Switch, obviously smarter than just regularly switching. I was thinking about switching in my Thundurus just to, like, LOL, and then, like, doing whatever. Using a Slowbro. Remember, I need to kill Slowbro. That was the main goal of the team, was to kill Slowbro, but it, like, well, one of the main goals. And I do 70% with an Outrage. 70% is, like I said, disgusting damage. Like, this is what the whole point of the team is, running 2 Choice Bands, break their walls, and then slowly pick away at their sweepers. So, and I luckily get confused right there so he can't come in and revenge kill me. So he's going to send Metagross out. I'm expecting, you know, Meteor Mash, Agility. I really don't care. I'm just gonna switch out into my Keldeo. I can block most of these things. I don't really want to eat a Zen Headbutt, but unless he uses Agility, I'd be fine. Which he does. So I was like, if you go for Meteor Mash, I'll stay in and try and get a Scald. But if he goes for Agility, I'm gonna have to switch to Suicune. In all honesty, I probably just should have switched to Suicune at the very start, but whatever. I don't know. That was a misplay. I'm not gonna lie. I should have just switched to Suicune the whole time. And to this point, he's gonna try and do some damage to me. He's going for Earthquakes, going for Zen Headbutts, and I'm just gonna try and burn him. I really want to get that burn. I think it's really important. So we're just restoring lefties right here, and he's gonna withdraw. He doesn't want to get burned because if he gets burned, I think the game's just over right there. He goes into his Magnezone here, and probably because he really expected me to use Rest, which was a really good play from him. Obviously, Magnezone wouldn't have taken that much damage. Even if it gotten burned, it wouldn't have mattered, and there was a high chance that I would use Rest. So, great play from him there. I'm going to withdraw, go back in my Thundurus. I know he has HP Fire to kill all the Steel types, so there's no way he has HP Ice. Worst case scenario is Flash Cannon, which I'm obviously not afraid of. So, he's going to switch out. He's going to go into Landorus here. And I'm going to switch out again. I probably could have Volt switched, but, you know, I'm really glad I didn't because it would hit on Landorus. Going to Keldeo versus Landorus. Now, you see I go for a Scald here. Right there, I buffed having a Scarf. Like, Landorus can kill me with Psychic. I really know that he can kill me with Psychic, and most of the time, these things are Scarfed. Whereas I have a higher base speed than him, and me staying in and doing that before he sees Life Orb is just like, I think that's a gutsy play. Because I kind of still need my Keldeo to kill that T-Tar. I kind of really needed to kill that T-Tar, because if T-Tar has Fire Blast, I can't kill it with Scizor. And T-Tar can check Curium. T-Tar can really mess up my team, and like I said, I really needed Keldeo to do it. I took a gamble by staying in there and going for that Scald. He also could have been Sash. There's a bunch of other Landorus sets that really could have taken advantage of my Keldeo. You see he sends out Latios to check me with a Psychic attack, and I'm just going to withdraw. It doesn't really matter what I send out to die. You know, I'm going to choose Suicune here. There's not really that much of a way Suicune can win while it's already asleep. If I was awake, I could start just Calm Minding. If I get one Calm Mind up, I'm usually fine. But obviously, you know, that's too much damage from one Draco Meteor. And my only hope here, I get one Calm Mind through his Sleep Talk. My only hope is that he misses this next one. And obviously, of course, he's going to get the crit. Go through my little defensive boost and just take me out. To this point, I'm going to come out with Thundurus. He's going to Draco me, but he's already taken like 3 of those. So his special attack is super low. I'm going to pop a Nasty Plot in his face because I know that he's like really weak. Obviously, the last Draco's not even going to kill me. The reason why I did that was I did not think that 1 HP Ice would kill, and I didn't even know if he would switch. If he switched to just T-Tar right there, or Metagross before using that last Draco or any of the Dracos, I would have totally destroyed him. And like I said, in situations where you'd have to use 2 of 1 move, like let's say you have Scizor or Thundurus, and you have to use like 2 Thunderbolts, or 2 Bullet Punches, or 2 HP Ices to kill something, you're better off just going for a Swords Dance and then using your move, unless you're in a late game situation where every bit of damage counts. Because after that, if you kill them, you then have the +2 boost from your special attack or attack to continue sweeping. That's why I went for the Nasty Plot instead of just 2 HP Ices. You're going to see he comes with his Magnezone, and he's going to kill my Thundurus, no big deal, but he locks himself into a not electric move. So it's at that point that, you know, obviously I went for a Secret Sword on what was Magnezone, because obviously they're both weak against fighting, they both would have died. Now that T-Tar is gone, I'm feeling pretty confident. I still have to check Magnezone, but I have a whole team of Pokemon left, and I can probably get away with it. Metagross is going to come in. I'm going to go for a Scald trying to get a burn, and yeah, I'm not going to get it. So he's going to go for his Agility here. Correct move to do. I was thinking actually about Icy Winding because I didn't know how big he was, because I didn't know if he was going to Agility. But he made the right play. He went for the Agility. And, you know, Metagross has the Tough Claws ability. It loses its Clear Body, so I could have Icy Winded it. So at this point, I sent Talonflame out because he is so low. Remember, he has just, you know, Metagross and that Scarfed Magnezone. So it's at this point, he has to use Thunderbolt or he's dead. Thunderbolt can kill Talonflame and Scizor. I'd have to like paralyze hacks my Curium down. So it's at this point, I'm just going to start Brave Bird him down. Remember, I'm also choiced. I'm choice banded. So I can't just use Flare Blitz. And Yeah, he's going to come in with a T-Bolt. I'm just going to send my Kyurem out, and I'm going to finish this game off just like I started it, just totally owning things with outrage. Sandstorm's going to subside. That's pretty cool too. Kyurem's going to come out, and this damage is just so dirty. He's going to Thunderbolt me. It's not going to do like anything at all, and the outrage is going to be real. Bam. They're usually like full speed, full special attacks. They're pretty frail, even though they resist it. So it's that. That was the third game of the tournament. So that was the semifinal game. And I felt I played pretty well. He had a really good team. I think the T-Tar should have been a Heatran. It still probably would have went down to those secret swords. But I mean, it would have took two of them. Anyways, that was the semis. So, looking at the game. Let's go to the game. Let's go to the last game of the tournament. Alright. Okay. So, I don't win this game. I actually lose this game, and this is a really close game. Can't win them all. Like I said, I had to get second in this tournament. We see Mega Medicham. There's a Flabble in this team that also has Unaware. Super bulky. There's also a Mandibuzz in here. Like I said, Mandibuzz, a Pokemon that I hate to fight against because it is just super, super annoying. There's also Rotom. Like, this guy's just a super bulky team with a couple, offensive threats to Medicham and Latios. Great counter to mine. So we're just going to start this up. So we're going to see Rotom Wash lead off, and Rotom Wash is super annoying, especially against Talonflame. So starting the game off, turn 1 I'm behind, and I have to switch because I don't know. Right there, you're like, why don't you just U-turn? Well, like I said, I run a full HP set, and if a Rotom Wash is leading, it is choiced. That's how they work. They are lead with Trick, and they have Specs or Scarf. So if I were to like, oh, I'm just going to U-turn, and he just Volt Switches me and I die, that's literally like the game right there. I cannot kill Medicham or Latios without my Talonflame, so have to play it way too safe and just switch out into my Thundurus here. So Thundurus is going to come out. He opts to go for the Hydro instead. I take a bunch of free damage, and if he's Scarfed, I have to, look at this. I have to switch again, because if he's Scarfed, he would just kill me. So, to this point that I really do think he's Scarfed, because it didn't do too much damage to my Thundurus. It did just enough to be, Specs. I don't think he's Specs. I think he's Scarfed. So he's going to switch out. That confirms that he is choiced somewhat. I'm guessing Scarfed. And he goes into Medicham. And, oh my gosh, I would love to get a burn on this guy. Looking back on this game, I probably should have just scalded right there. All of those targets are things I want to burn. Oh well. So I'm going to get one Calm Mind off. Pretty useless against Medicham. We're going to see him Mega Evolve and get a pretty big Fake Out. It's not the end of the world, but it's a pretty big Fake Out. And I'm going to try and restore some health with leftovers. And my goal is just to burn this guy. I need this guy burned. If I can't, look how much damage that's doing. This is a full HP Suicune. A lot of damage, and I don't know why I went for a second. Maybe I thought he was going to switch. That was pretty stupid going for two of those. I mean, I obviously know Medicham's a physical attacker. I probably just thought I could get away with it. Yeah, I thought I could set up on the guy. And I go for a big Scald. I get the burn, but it's at this point that I've taken too much damage. I'm looking at it and thinking I might be able to live, just because he is burned, his attack is cut, and I don't live. Looking back on it, I probably should have just switched out into like Keldeo or something, because I kind of need Suicune to kill most of his Pokemon. He's going to take that burn recoil, but I would still like to save my Suicune. And I come on out with Keldeo, reveal that I'm orbed, which is actually kind of bad, because now we can send out Latios to check me, and I'm still playing catch-up. So he has to go with Flabble instead. That tells me that he has Moonblast instead of like Toxic. So I switch out, go into my Scizor to block the Moonblast, and yeah, it's going to crit. It's not that important, but I don't have lefties on this set, so any damage I take is permanent, and I'm going to double switch out. Double switch out into my Keldeo, expecting him to switch out, which he does. So he's going to go into his Mandibuzz, and I thought I played that pretty cool there. I got a free swap into everything, and he's going to switch back into Flabble. So you may think that was just a bunch of useless switching. Why are you only doing switching? That's how singles works. All that switching gave me a +1 turn. I was playing defensive. I switched away from that, and then now he's having to switch in on me because I double switched on him. I think that was a really cool play there. So I go for a Hydro Pump, only to do about 45%, and I'm taking Life Orb damage. He can just spam like, soft boiled, and I would have nothing for that. So I have to switch out again. I'm gonna choose to go into my Scizor again, and he's gonna go for another Moonblast. I'm taking a bunch of useless damage, and he gets another special attack drop. It's not important at all. It's not like I have Flamethrower on this guy. So to this point, I decide I should probably just stay in here. Gonna Mega Evolve into Scizor and go for Bullet Punch here. Bam, big damage. Alright, so this next play, this looks very questionable. And I'm going to explain my reasoning like right after it happens. Don't think I'm bad. I think this is like so next level. So I go for a Bullet Punch, right? I'm expecting him to Stealth Rocks. I'm just trying to get some damage in. He goes for a Flamethrower. Now you're like, well, of course he was going to go for Flamethrower. I could care less if he Flamethrowers. That's not what I'm about. Look at my team. I have Thundurus. I have a Keldeo that's orbed. He doesn't have that much life to spare. I have a Ice-type Kyurem and a Talonflame, 4 times weakest to Rock. If he goes for Stealth Rocks with that guy, I lose. I know that I'm faster than he is. Bullet Punch is a priority move, but I know that I'm faster than Heatran is. Now, if he uses Stealth Rocks, and I switch into anything, those Stealth Rocks are going to be there all game. And I can't have Stealth Rocks there all game playing with a 2-choice band team with a Heatran in it. That doesn't work. I decide to leave Scizor in, and if he goes for Stealth Rocks, next turn I'll Defog. If he wants to go for Stealth Rocks again, I'll just keep using Defog until he kills me, and that's the plan. Defog's a move that you saw, I think, in round 2 that gets rid of all the hazards, and I cannot have hazards going on this game. It's well worth sacrificing my Scizor to get it off. So, Scizor is going to go down. No big deal. He doesn't have any rocks up. Mission accomplished. I also get to send Keldeo out to apply some pressure back to him. He's going to switch out here, and he's going to go into Latios, the perfect counter to Keldeo. Always was, always will be. I go for a Secret Sword, and I'm taking more Life Orb damage. I do not want to eat a Side Shock from this guy at all. I have to switch out. I decide to go into Thundurus, because Thundurus looking at his team would be pretty useful, but there's just no way for me to get it running. And I can always get, even if I did get it running, I would just get checked like that by Latios every time. So Thundurus is gone. Decided to come out with Kyurem here. And it's at this point that I could probably lose. If he kills Kyurem, I'm out. And if he Dracos me, I'm probably dead. So I'm gonna make it look. Like I'm scarfed, because that is the standard set on this guy. I'm gonna try and bluff the scarf and try and rock this Heatran. So he switches out, thank goodness, and goes into Rotom Wash here. And I Fusion Bolt it for most of its HP. Most of it. And right there, we see him go for a Will-O-Wisp. I know he's scarfed, but he has a Will-O-Wisp on his scarf. That's so annoying. So I'm gonna get burned, which pretty much neuters my Kyurem. But I killed Rotom, which was okay. I mean, I guess I can use Talonflame a little bit more. I still can't use it till I get more damage on that Heatran. Latios is gonna come out, and he's gonna Draco me. I'm gonna go down. What's good about that was he got the special attack drop, and that means I can come with my next Pokemon and potentially be okay. I'm going to come in with Keldeo here. He's going to switch out because, obviously he won't kill me with a Psyshock here. And I feel like I'm gaining momentum back, right? And then I Icy Wind because it was Latios. It would have been good against Mandibuzz too. And right here, if I kill this guy, I win the game. If I kill this guy right here with a Hydro Pump, he sends out Latios, goes for Psyshock on my Talonflame. It won't work. It will not work. I would switch to Talonflame, obviously take about 40%, 50% from Psyshock. I would U-turn onto what would be Latios, finish it off, and then send out Keldeo and win the game. That would have been the coolest game ever. I planned it out to end this way. All I had to do was hit a Hydro Pump here. Because he only hit 61%. You know I missed that Hydro Pump. You know I'm going to miss that Hydro Pump. That was the most devastating thing. This is the finals of the tournament. And I'm missing that Hydro Pump. I'm going to get Toxic. And remember, I'm Orbed and Toxic. So, go for a Hydro Pump. He's going to leave him at 3%. So it definitely would have killed. And he Roost. And this is like, I hate Mandibuzz. It's so bulky. You remember, you guys saw that I did like 80% to 1 in the first round with like Outrage. And I go for that last Hydro Pump. And I get it, but like I really would have liked to have been like full HP because I'll just die now. Even if I can come in and kill anything, I'll just die to life orb damage and not be able to win. So he goes out with Latios here, and I might as well just stay in. And he goes for Thunderbolt. This shows me that he's spexed, or like orbed or whatever. No, he's spexed. This guy's totally spexed. And I come in. I go for a Brave Bird. I couldn't go for my U-turn shenanigans because he wouldn't have been locked into Psyshock. And, you know, am I really going to be able to kill a Heatran? Like, the answer is maybe. Like, that's a lot of damage to a Heatran. And he actually fires back a Dark Pulse at me. And I could not believe that. That was some funny stuff. I was like, really, Dark Pulse? I think I had him if he only had Flamethrower and Toxic. I really think I had him. But he has the Dark Pulse. And he's going to get it. He actually gets a crit back on me. I was like, praying, crit. If I get a crit, I win. And he's like, oh, well, man, no way. And he just crits me back. Didn't really matter, but that was the end of the tournament. And if I didn't miss that Hydro Pump, I definitely would have won. Like I said, I would have sent out... Keldeo would have been out. He would have sent out... Latios, went for a Psyshock, switched Talonflame, take about 50%, then just U-turned, hit Heatran, sent Keldeo out, Scalded, then Keldeo would have died, then would have come in and Brave Birded, and it would have been game. So, anyways. Oh, I'm not even mad that he landed Hydros. Like, I don't know. I'm just letting you guys know. Like, I'm not salty. I'm not salty. It's just like, ugh. This was the finals, though. I think it was a great game. It came down to the last Pokemon, and it was definitely a fun tournament. It was over Showdown. There's always people posting tournaments in Showdown. I can post like the challenge link. Challenge. I think that's the place that we played it on. Later, if you guys want to see that. I also played. What is it? I got second in this one. I got a third in another one on the same day, and I got first in a triples tournament. And I think I'm gonna go over the triples tournament tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll go over to the triples tournament tomorrow because that one is a lot more fun to cast, and I actually won that one, so it's gonna be a lot more fun. Let me see what else is going on this Azubu channel. Not that much. Yeah. So there wasn't that much more I wanted to say about this tournament. I just want to say that I did have a lot of fun playing it, and, you know, this team did actually get retired. Let me see. Can I actually go, like, find... Hold on. Team Builder. Is my team that I use on here, or is it on my iPad? Let's look at it. This was the team I played the tournament with. Yeah, it's not the same team anymore. I've since taken out Keldeo, replaced it with a Azumarill. I used Belly Drum there. And I've taken Talonflame out and replaced it with Darmanitan. And I think that's the team that I use now. But I actually did end up hitting the 2700 ranking required to vote in the suspect testing for Greninja. So I have a lot of replays to show for that too. I guess I can try and show like a couple of replays from that since we're already here. Let's just look at this game. Oh, that's super loud. Why is the music on? So that's my team there, right there. We have Scizor, Kyurem, Azumarill, Darmanitan, Suicune, and Thundurus. So looking at this guy's team, pretty standard team. This is like the definite top of the ladder. So we're just going to start this one up. The suspect testing is about testing whether they think Greninja should be banned. And he's going to lead off Rotom versus Suicune. Like I said, if you always see Rotom lead, you have to know it's some kind of choice. It has to be some kind of choice, or else why would they lead with it? There's nothing... This would be the perfect thing to trick. Suicune would be the perfect Pokemon to get trick off of. Or like a Specs Thunderbolt or Specs Volt Switch. Anything like that would be great to get onto Suicune. I'm just going to switch. I don't want to eat any of those moves. Going to go into my Thundurus. I can block half of them. And he's going to go for a Volt Switch. It's not going to work. Like I said, I know that this guy is some kind of choice. So he's going to switch, and I'm just going to Nasty Plot. So he decides to go out into his Landorus here. And the Nasty Plot's going to be real. It's going to double my special attack, and I'm totally going to sweep this Landorus. He's going to withdraw because he knows he doesn't want to eat that HP Ice. He goes into his Heatran to eat the HP Ice. And obviously, I think you got 10%. I'm checking for leftovers. And I don't remember if he had me. Yeah, he has left. They always have him, but I was just checking. Might as well always get that check in there. And I'm going to go for another nasty plot. Looking at his team is pretty slow. I'm expecting a Toxic. He misses a Fire Blast. That is like, oh my goodness. Like, I looked at his team and I was like, I can live through any of their attacks one time. I'm going to go for a second nasty plot. It was one of those situations where I would have had to use 2 Thunderbolts to kill. And like I said, if you have to use 2 of one move to kill and you have a boosting move, you always want to go for that second boosting move, just in case. So he sends out Latios. He goes for a Draco. Like I said, I knew I would live. I was Sash just in case anyways. And look at that hidden power. Look at that. So he's going to go down. That's up 2-0. He's going to send out his Conkeldurr. He can Mach Punch me if he wants, but I'm going to make sure he has it. And, well, no, I'm not. Why didn't I do that? I should have just stayed in. I go into a Azumarill here. I guess there would have been no reason to send it out if he didn't have the Mach Punch, so whatever. I can't just get too carried away. So I go into my Azumarill. He's obviously going to switch after Mach Punching. Going into his Rotom Wash here. And I know that he's going to go into the Rotom Wash, so I'm not going to Belly Drum. I'm just going to go for a Play Rough, get some nice damage on this guy. And then, oh, we see leftovers. I never noticed that till actually right now. Like, I only played this game once. I haven't looked at it since. Why did he play so awkwardly at the first turn? Why did he lead with that? Why didn't he just then be like, okay, well, I guess I'll just Hydro Pump now instead of Volt Switching? Anyways, he has leftovers. I'm going to switch. You know, I don't really want to die to a Thunderbolt. Go into my Thundurus, like, which I still have. And he goes for a Will-O-Wisp here. So that was the right play. It would have been great on a Azumarill. It's great on a 2% Thundurus if it hits, which it obviously did. So Thundurus is going to go down. I've lost my first Pokemon. And it's at this point that I'm just going to send my Kyurem out. If he wants to Will-O-Wisp me, he can, but I think I'm faster. Because I've obviously revealed that he's no longer Choice Scarfed. So he goes into his Conkeldurr, right? And I'm going to go for the Outrage. Get the one shot on a Conkeldurr with the Outrage. That is, ugh. Normally moves don't one-shot unless they're, like, super effective. And obviously I'm going to be stuck using Outrage. He's going to Mega Evolve into Mega Altaria, gain that Fairy typing. So it's not going to work here. And he pops a Sub. So things are kind of starting to go like, I kind of got to win soon. And I am Choice Band, so I'm going to have to switch again while he's behind a Sub. So it's getting kind of scary. But it's not too scary that I can't deal with it. So I'm going to go into my Scizor here. Scizor definitely checks Altaria, and unless it carries like a Fire-type attack, I should be fine. Worst case scenario, I'm going to break its Sub with a Bullet Punch here. So I should be fine. I'm going to go Mega, just because I might as well go Mega. I mean, I'm already here. And Bullet Punch is going to come out, break that Sub. I don't remember if he has Fire Attack. No, he just has a Frustration. So I'm definitely fine. Alright, so Altaria is going to get switched back. Come into Rotom here, and am I good at this game? No, I was like, did I U-turn there? That would have been so good. So he goes for the switch into Rotom. Definitely correct play there. Don't want to lose your Altaria yet. I'm going to force my switch out, and I'm going to go into Kyurem here. Why did I do that? Obviously he's going to Will-O-Wisp. I guess I just looked at his team and like, it doesn't matter. Kyurem's still too strong. So it's at this point that Burned Kyurem versus Rotom, not the best matchup. He's going to switch out. I'm expecting him to be greedy to try and go back into that Altaria to substitute. So I went for an Iron Head, I think. Yeah, I went for Iron Head because it would just do decent damage against Landorus. It could potentially flinch Rotom. There's nothing else to really use. I kind of just went to Kyurem because I didn't want to fodder anything else. I'm going to take a bunch of damage from this Earth Power. And, you know, I'm going to get one more Iron Head off and then I'll just go down. So one of the weaknesses of this team is that there is no... There's no Talonflame. I actually have to be faster than things to kill them with Darmanitan. And Darmanitan is a lot stronger than Talonflame, but it just doesn't have the kill. It has the kill power, it just doesn't have the speed. So I'm going to come with my Azumarill here, and I think this is a really cool play. He's going to switch out, and you know, I've been slowly trying to whittle that Rotom down, and right here, I just had to go for the Play Rough. Going to finally get that guy in the yellow, and this, now that we're here, I can finally start playing the game a little bit better. I can finally start checking that that Rotom, I should say. So I had to switch to my Darmanitan, because I really just don't want to eat any more Will-O-Wisps. And he goes for a Volt Switch this time, and I'm like, ah, damn it. So, he's going to switch out. He has Altaria, he has Landorus, he has a bunch of stuff I don't want to fight. And, Lanyard Star Mantan's not good unless I have a Scarf, which, I don't. So I'm going to go into Suicune. First time I think I sent Suicune out this game. Suicune's good against all of his Pokemon. He goes for a huge, huge Earth Power. That is... Ugh. That's so strong. If he gets... I don't even know if that's high end. If he got high end, if that was low end, he could just have tried to kill me with the second one. So here he goes into Altaria. And I just went for a Scald. I really am looking for that burn. And I don't think I get it. Yeah, I'm not going to hit the burn. I'm expecting him to sub here. And so I switch out. And I go into Scizor just right away. I'm expecting this guy to sub. He goes for the sub. And I want to, like, minimize, like... Altaria might have Roost, but unless it uses Roost, that's all it has. Like, it doesn't have anything else. So, he decides to stay in. You always really want to stay in the first turn that you have a sub out. There's no reason to switch while you have a sub out. So, he's then going to Roost, then just switch out. And remember, I've been getting this Rotom low. I've been putting all my power into getting this Rotom low. So now that's in about 28%, I could just Bug Bite. Because even if Altaria would have stayed in, it doesn't have a fire attack. I would have used it a million times. So Bug Bite wouldn't have done that much, but then Altaria can't kill me at all. So at that point, after I kill the Rotom with Bug Bite, Bullet Punch here, he's going to send out that Altaria. Altaria is going to go down to Bullet Punch, and, well, that's just the game. So this is at about 1556 rating, so this is about 2700 GXE. This is one of the requirement games that I had to play to get the suspect testing. So this is the very top of the OU ladder that I'm playing at with this team. I'm using 2 choice bands. One of them's on a Darmanitan. I'm using a Suicune. This team is definitely not meta. It's just full of wall breakers because everyone's so defensive right now. So that was the old team that you guys saw in the tournament. This is the newer version of the team that I used for the suspect testing. And you're asking what my opinion of Greninja is. I really don't think it should be banned. Everyone says for Greninja why it's getting suspect tested is, oh, you can't wall it. You can't wall Greninja. That's pretty true. Most Pokemon, most standard walls, Blissey, most fairy types, Flable, they can't wall Greninja. You got Low Kick for Blissey, you got Gunk Shot. Those are the 2 moves that it got from the move tutors. It's really hard to wall Greninja. So you can't wall it, but you can kill it. You got Bullet Punch, you got Brave Bird, you got any Choice Scarf user, any Priority Move user, any Focus Sash user. There's a million ways to kill Greninja. It dies if you make contact with it. It's just like dead. I mean, all you gotta do is set up Stealth Rocks, and they can't even use a Sash. So, do I think Greninja's good? Yes. Do I think it's too good? No. I think Greninja should be UU, to be honest. I mean, if Greninja were to get put into the UU tier, it would get crazy. It has no kill power down there. UU and under are all walls. There's Pokemon that have been shot down to the UU tier, and then they just get stuck there. They're like, whoa, I can't break these walls. I'm good at killing sweepers. Wobbuffet used to be Uber, in Gen 4. It got sent to UU, and then it never came back. It went down to, RU, down to NU, and now it's in some super death, PU tier or something like that. Because it uses Counter and Mirror Coat. And down in that tier, it's all Hazards and Stall Wars. So there's nothing for it to Mirror Coat or Counter, and even if it did have something to hit, it's not doing that much damage back. So I think Greninja is a great example of a Pokemon that, if it went down to UU, probably wouldn't come back. The same thing can be said for Weavile. It's oh, you can't wall Weavile. It's really fast. It kills things. It's super strong. Weavile is really similar to Greninja, except for it doesn't have that protein. Greninja is, I'm not gonna lie, Greninja is way better than Weavile. A million times better. But they're very similar Pokemon in the way that they're played. They both use those dark type attacks, ice type attacks. They can carry taunt. Weavile gets Swords Dance. Greninja doesn't get anything like that. And they're both similar Pokemon. Weavile got sent to UU, and it's dropping lower and lower every time the list comes out. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about for today. I wanted to show that tournament and then show one more game with my new customizable team. I will be doing triples tomorrow. I'll be showing the replays from the tournament that I won there. And then, let's see, I got 3rd at a LAN this weekend, and then 2nd. I got 3rd in doubles. Sorry, 3rd in singles and 4th in doubles. So I have the replays on my DS that I'll be also going over this weekend. And then I'm also going to be showing just some more ladder games. I might do some OU just later. I mean, this week. I'm gonna try and start streaming a lot more. I've had to take a little bit of a break because, like I said, I have been so busy going to LANs. I have also tournaments. Let me open my calendar. I have LANs to go to for VGC on the 17th, the 24th, and the 31st in San Francisco. And then on the 13th and 14th of next month, I have the VGC in Lancaster. So I have a lot of VGC preparing to do, so expect to see a lot more VGC stuff in my stream. Other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys had a blast. Hope you guys learned something about singles. Hope this reignited your passion for singles, because I know this new suspect testing really helped me. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.